Salutations, everybody. It's Matty here today. Happy Saturday. Hope all of you are having a fantastic weekend thus far. Just want to do a little extra video today, just talking about what's going on with Fallout 4. So we did a similar video for Starfield where we talked about what's the haps, right? And with Fallout 4, I didn't expect to be making a video so late into the year talking directly about it, but there's a lot of questions circling this game thanks to an announcement Bethesda made late last year and what hasn't come to fruition yet across every single date we had predicted as a community. So what gives? We're going to dig into the history of all these events, and then we're going to discuss a little bit further. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here and you're into all of the Fallout information, news, conversations, all that stuff, you're in the right place. Consider subscribing. So why are we talking about Fallout 4 today? Well, I wanted to have some patience and not make a video day of in case anything happened, anything was announced or whatever. But yesterday was the 8th birthday for Fallout 4. Yeah. Life is passing us by at a scary rate. I feel very old, especially because I have so much nostalgia for this game because of all it really gave me with you, the community. I see 8 years and I'm like, okay. That hits a little too close to home. Anyway, given it was the 8th birthday of Fallout 4, many people thought this would finally be the day we got the Fallout 4 Next Gen update. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Where exactly is this Next Gen update? Every single date that we thought it would be there, the Great War date, nope. We got an update on the Fallout TV show when it would be releasing, which was in April. So then many people thought, okay, it's got to be going out on the anniversary of Fallout 4. No, that didn't happen either. Okay, so clock's ticking. We got a month and a half left. What's the haps here? So let's keep going through what Bethesda said. Some of this is retreading a bit of old ground just for those who have not been paying attention to this situation. So I apologize if you're a little bit already aware of this info. But anyway, Pete Hines, the last official comment we got from Bethesda before his retirement, he had said in response to a fan writing in about the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, don't know if you heard, but we're shipping a new game in 3 weeks. This was in August, so it was ahead of Starfield's release. Bit of a priority. When we have an update, we will share it. Now, this update was announced on the 25th anniversary for Fallout 4. And at the bottom of this slew of announcements was Fallout 4 going next gen. They say prepare for the future. A next gen update is coming to Fallout 4, coming in 2023. This free update will be available for Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Windows, PC systems, including performance mode features for high frame rates, quality features for 4K resolution gameplay, bug fixes, and even bonus Creation Club content. And I think I can speak for the community when I say the latter for the console users. I mean, those who already have access to mods are doing all right. But for the console users, especially on the PlayStation side of things, this is kind of exciting, right? Like just what we saw happened with Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Okay, we're going to get that same treatment here for Fallout 4. But it's now nearing the end of 2023, and we're after Starfield. And Starfield's latest update came out not in an official patch, but a beta first to be tested, then to be fully deployed into the game. So many people thought that maybe Bethesda was creating some room here to eventually drop the Fallout 4 Next Gen update where they could divert some of their focus while the community tested the latest Starfield update. Obviously, that didn't happen. Now, if you go over to SteamDB, where you can check on the latest updates happening to Fallout 4 in real time, you'll see that the Creation Club actually received an update last month, but even just as much of a couple of days ago, Automatron was getting messed around with. And the biggest change here, which is why it's got to be happening soon, and I have one of two theories that I'll get into once all the information is proposed here, is when you look at the history of changes, they've now altered the legal lines within Fallout 4, which typically you see what's below in the change list. This DeCherico branch update continues to see changes in and out. What those changes are, we will never know. You just see there's activity on the back end. But when it comes to the legal lines, that was something brand new, which could state that, oh, maybe they're updating what year it's coming out in, right? Where it would say 2015 when you boot it up. But with Next Gen update, maybe it'll say 2023. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. I'm shooting in the dark on a couple of ideas. So when you saw this at the start of November and you knew, oh, you know, Fallout 4's anniversary is coming up, it's probably going to drop then, right? And it didn't. So the only information we've had in the Fallout community was on the Great War date, October 23rd. We got the April 12th, 2024 release date for the first episode of the Fallout TV show. Since then, absolutely nothing when it comes to the Fallout 4 Next Gen update, because we thought that would be a good day to do this big shadow drop for Fallout 4's Next Gen update, which I know everyone on the planet isn't really looking forward to, but I know the specific Fallout community is. And I think maybe Bethesda might be a little surprised at how quickly people are willing to go from Starfield back to Fallout 4, but there's a lot of love for this game, and people are excited to go back and play. So, like I mentioned earlier, I have one of two theories here on what's going on. The first theory I'll get out of the way is the really obvious one that we've covered a few times before, and I just want to go ahead and dive into now, which is they're waiting for the Fallout TV show. If they're not going to release it on any of the notable days that you think they would, I mean, that would just make the most sense to me to draw the most attention to it so you don't waste all this time and effort, and it has at least some sort of pop to it where people go, oh, I got to go play some Fallout, and now's the best time. Just wait for the show to come out in a handful of months, and you'll probably have a bigger surge of players because Creation Club will still be active. Like if Bethesda is looking at this from a monetary gain, granted the next gen update and that bonus Creation Club content is free. However, I do envision that they think maybe with this surge of players, more people might come in and spend a little money, stay a little while. I don't know. The second theory, which I admit is not as exciting, but we don't run a big company. We don't know what's going on within those walls of Microsoft and Bethesda. The second theory is, well, they're just going to drop it one of these days, and there's not going to be anything ceremonious about it. I don't know if that's because the community is placing a lot of pressure on it. Like this is supposed to be a bigger deal than it actually is to Bethesda, but I just feel like there were two pretty good opportunities to drop it, and we're not going to rush it because obviously you don't want to drop a broken product. That would be a pretty bad headline to have, is that Fallout 4 is broken 8 years after launch. So I get why they would want to take their time with it. Starfield seeing record numbers likely means that any type of changes they want to make to that game are seeing a lot more focus. And I think what the audience is really just looking for at this point is some sort of update. Look, as much as I am looking forward to just going back to Fallout 4, dabbling with the next gen update, seeing what's new that Bethesda adds, the reality is this isn't like a big AAA game release that's getting no news and we're pressing in on that release date. It's a free update, and I think many people are just looking for a verbal update beyond what Pete had irritatingly said months ago, like, we'll give an update when we have one. And it's like, okay, got it. But you said 2023, and we're just about a couple of weeks from December. So might be a good time to drop it. If I were to throw out a third random theory here, just to spit some thoughts here, get the community thinking a little bit. I know that Jeff Keighley has been leaning really heavily into the TV movies things, even though he says ad nauseum, like, we're not going to do that. Does it anyway. And so I'm thinking like Rebel Moon was on the stage during the Gamescom opening night live show. Is it possible that the first Fallout trailer we get is going to be at the Game Awards? Because if it's at the Game Awards, then maybe from there you can drop the next gen update. That's the only other option I can really present to the Fallout community, because otherwise, I mean, again, we just have to be patient. It's not the end of the world. I'm not going to act like it is, but we're definitely feeling a little antsy. And at a certain point, it's really less about the update and more about the lack of communication, going, okay, it's not coming this year possibly, or okay, it's coming later than expected. Can you just tell us when we might expect it? Any type of update. And I think it is a little bit of salt in the wound. I was kind of looking around online just to see if like this video was something that people would actually want to talk about. And I saw like NeoGAF forums and I saw Reddit threads just wondering, is it canceled? Is it even still happening? And I think when the conversation gets there, I know that a lot of Bethesda watches my video, I would just say any type of update. You don't have to make a big stink about it, because even when you look at where the next gen update was announced, it was at the far bottom of the anniversary post, which I found kind of strange. So it was one of those things where I get it's not a big deal to you. It's a big deal to many of your fans, but just like, hey, if it's coming in late, just say that. But at the end of the day, I guess 2023 isn't over yet. So at least with 76, you can kind of take it to the bank and understand, okay, you know, they're going to do something with the game around the launch of the show because it's a live service game, of course. With Fallout 4's next gen update, there were a lot of opportunities to do it, and Bethesda still hasn't. So your guess is really as good as mine, but I thought just for a little bonus upload here on Saturday, we would just shoot the breeze a bit about what's going on with Fallout 4, because it's quite an interesting situation that's developing here with Bethesda. I'd imagine with the legal lines changing, and I could be just overthinking it, I would imagine that if they're making some sort of alterations there, that the launch is, they're getting ready for it. It's just a matter of when. And so if you were to ask me, like, Maddie, what theory do you feel most confident in? Probably theory 1 or my random theory 3 about the Game Awards. Either that or the TV show. That's about it. And from there, you know, we're not going to talk about this too much moving forward. We'll just let it lie here and we'll see where Bethesda takes it. But I thought it would be a fun extra upload to do this week, just to talk about Fallout 4, you know, around the time of the game's birthday, you know, a game that clearly is very special to this channel and really gave me everything to start with. It's incredible to think about how long it's been. And so to those of you who've been on this ride for so long, thank you. I appreciate you. And with that, it's time to wrap this one up. So I'm looking forward to seeing your thoughts on this lack of an update here, rather, and get your idea of what you think is happening with Fallout 4. So please do fire away. Other than that, take excellent care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you in the next video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. That link is in the description down below. And a big thank you to all the patrons, all the members who continue to support the heck out of the content here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.